Welcome back to Black Enterprise Business Report. Franchises. They're proven business concepts that create jobs, stimulate the economy, and they've made more than a few lucky entrepreneurs very successful. But are they right for you? Miriam Brewer, Senior Director of Education and Diversity for the International Franchise Association, is here to help you decide. Miriam, thanks for coming today.
Thank you for the invitation.
We all assume we know what a franchise is, but just clarify for us, what exactly is a franchise?
A franchise is a business in which the franchisor allows the franchisee for a fee to operate using their model of plan, using their system that's already proven. So that's really the short answer of what a franchise is.
And what are the major advantages?
The system is already in place for you, that you don't have to recreate the wheel, you're not in it alone, you have an opportunity to use your franchisors as a resource, and again, you're not in it, you're not reinventing the wheel, it's already in place for you.
At the same time, there are challenges, right? It can seem deceptively easy, but what are the risks to becoming a franchisee?
First of all, as with any business, it has risks. You're not completely independent. You just can't go out and do business on your own. You have to use the system that's already in place because it's been tried and true.
And some models are very flexible, right? Whereas others really are not. For example, one franchise may give you a lot of berth to do what you want, marketing-wise and signage-wise, and others may nail you down to what the temperature has to be in the store when you're open, right?
Yes. And going into it, you already know because in the franchise disclosure document, all of that is laid out so that when you're doing your due diligence, that information is there. No one should go in and say, I didn't realize that I had to do X as opposed to Y. So talking to the franchisor, talking to current and past franchisees to make it, ask them the question, if you had to do it over again, would you select that franchise?
That's a great question. What are some of the current trends in franchising? I know when people think of franchises, they often think of fast food, but now there's a whole healthy food movement. There's always growing competition across all industries. Where are the trends going in franchising now?
We're getting older, so senior care is very popular. On the opposite spectrum, educational services, that's very popular. So look at, again, what's going on in the economy and predict, don't go for anything that's a fad.
And are there any really new and emerging franchises out there?
Green, 10, 15 years ago, if someone said anything about green, you had no clue what that meant. Now green franchises are very hot, and franchises are trying to incorporate green into their business plans.
Generally, what are the key things franchises are looking for you to do before you can start with them?
They want to make sure that you have looked at their business model, that you have money that you can invest into the concept, and that you have put your plan together so that when you go to get loans or financing, that you are actually credit worthy.
Let's talk about franchising. How would one go about financing a franchise?
Most banks now are looking for an individual to come to the table with at least 50 to 70% of some cash. They have to have skin in the game. A franchisee may want to look at franchise systems that offer in-house financing. They also need to look at the Small Business Administration, work with the Small Business Development Center, minority business development agencies to make sure that they have their plan together.
If you give one absolute, this is what you must know bit of advice to aspiring franchisees, what would you say?
Know exactly what you want to do 5 to 10 years from now. Have an exit strategy. Even though most people don't think about having an exit strategy going in, know what your exit strategy is, and especially for African Americans, we all too often don't think about an exit strategy.
And how do you plan for your exit?
When you're looking at the franchise disclosure document, is this something that you want to hand down to one of your relatives? So look and see if that's even possible. If it's not, you may want to reconsider that or talk to the franchisor and ask if there is opportunity for generational wealth creation.
How does your organization, the International Franchise Association, offer support?
What we do is we start with education. We do a number of one-day opportunities and franchising seminars across the country. Most individuals don't have the education in terms of knowing what a franchise is. So we look at it from an educational standpoint, and then we bring in financing experts so that they can have that access to capital gap. So we try to make sure that we address those issues and when we do our educational programs.
Is there a website people can go to?
Yes, www.franchise.org.
Excellent advice, Miriam. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more information on franchising, log on to blackenterprise.com. When we come back,
the success story behind all the labels on your favorite products. Stay with us.